Putin News Now. African efforts to bring peace to Ukraine are appreciated but limited. The mission to Ukraine and Russia, while admirable for its focus on peace, had no chance of accomplishing its goals. The African Peace Initiative for Europe visited Ukraine and Russia last week in an effort to promote a peaceful resolution to the bloody conflict that broke out after Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine. The mission's goal was to demonstrate the diversity of African opinion on the conflict by including the heads of state of South Africa, Zambia, Senegal, and Comoros, as well as the Egyptian Prime Minister and envoys from the Republic of the Congo and Uganda. The war's aftermath has been a problem across Africa, especially the devastating effect on grain exports from the breadbasket regions of Ukraine to the Black Sea. The peacekeeping mission was ambitious, but it seemed doomed from the start. Having established a lack of trust, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, who has a significant trust deficit in Kyiv, played a pivotal role. South Africa has been accused by the United States ambassador of secretly supplying weapons to Russia from a South African naval base, an accusation which Pretoria strongly refutes, and has blamed NATO for Russia's invasion. Because of these actions, the country is no longer seen as an honest broker by Kyiv or the West. When a plane carrying Ramaphosa and his security detail was impounded in Poland en route to Kyiv, ostensibly for lack of proper weapons permits, it was just the latest example of the never-ending drama that dogs South African political life at home. Egyptian, Ugandan, and Congolese leaders all mysteriously backed out of the mission at the last minute. All of this gave the peace initiative an air of having been hastily and inexperiencedly put together. That's a shame, because the mission didn't shy away from tough questions, and it was encouraging to see African heads of state pushing for solutions to global problems. Ramaphosa told President Putin in a heated meeting in St. Petersburg that they must call a ceasefire. In March, the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for Putin on charges of illegally transferring children from occupied territory, which is in direct contrast to the demands of the African delegation, which called for the return of children to their families. Putin, visibly agitated, cut off the delegation midway through their speech, saying Russia was taking care of the kids. And in Kyiv, where doubts about the peace plan's motivations ran deepest, support grew. While highlighting what he saw as major flaws in the proposals, Kyiv's insistence that a freeze of the conflict is impossible so long as its land is occupied, he did not offer an alternative. Ukraine's presidential advisor Timofey Milovanov tweeted, "The proposal on the face value is more in favor of Ukraine. The return of Ukrainian children abducted by Russia, the lifting of Black Sea blockades, security guarantees, sovereign recognition, and humanitarian and rebuilding support were all items he mentioned as potential pro-Ukrainian items." As Africa's voice is increasingly heard at the UN, neither Ukraine nor Russia can afford to ignore the continent's perspective. It appeared that both Zelensky and Putin understood the gravity of the attempt. However, neither leader has committed to the plan's proposed compromises, so it's unclear whether or not Africa will play a role in future peace efforts. So this quick trip, while appreciated, felt more like a plea for peace than a determined effort to find a solution based on concrete evidence. To accomplish this, African leaders may need to ask Ramaphosa to step aside and commit to a much longer diplomatic engagement.